Hello and welcome back to the 5-Minute Maths YouTube channel. Today's video is on basic area and perimeter of 2D shapes. Area is base times height or width times length. Looking at this rectangle, we have a length of b and a width of a, so the area is AB. Area is measured in centimeters squared, so we write AB centimeters squared. For this square, we have length and width of a, so the area is a squared centimeters squared. Perimeter is the sum of all sides. We have two side lengths a and two side lengths b here, so perimeter is 2 lots of a plus 2 lots of b, measured in centimeters. The area, we have 4 lots of the side length a, so perimeter is 4a. Area is measured in centimeters squared because it's a combination of two side lengths which are both measured in centimeters. It's important when working with area or perimeter, all side lengths are measured to a consistent value. For a triangle, perimeter is still the sum of all side lengths. So here we have a triangle, an isosceles triangle, so this length and this length are the same. And the base is 6, so we do 6 plus 4 plus 4 to get a perimeter of 14 centimeters. The area works differently. It's a half times the base times perpendicular height. Now perpendicular height is the distance from the base of the triangle to the top. In this case 5, not 4. So the area is 1/2 times the base, 6, times perpendicular height, 5, which gives us an area of 15 centimeters squared. This is half the area of a rectangle or square. There's a reason for this as shown in the diagram below. Take a rectangle which has a width of 5 and a length of 12, the area is 60 centimeters squared. However, timesing it by a half gives us 30, and then two separate triangles which make a rectangle together will bring the area back to 60 centimeters squared. Parallelograms work very similarly to squares and rectangles. However, there's a few key differences. Looking at this parallelogram on the left, what we do for the area is the perpendicular height times by the top length, or the bottom. So in this case it's 5, not 6, this is the sloped length. 5 times 8 is 40. So 6 times 8, 48 is wrong. 5 times 8, 40 is correct. Area, we ignore sloped length and we look at vertical only. For the perimeter, we do the opposite. We only want the actual value of the side lengths. So here we have two sides length 8 and two sides length 6. So we're going to do 8 times 2 plus 6 times 2, which is 28. 26 is wrong, 28 is correct. For a trapezium, the perimeter is again, like every other shape, the sum of all side lengths. This is equal to this side length, so 6 plus 6 is 12, plus 8 is 20, plus 11 is 31 centimeters. The area, we use this formula here. A and B represent the base and the top value, so we have 8 and 11 for that. We divide them by 2 and we multiply by the perpendicular height, not 6, 5 in this case. So doing that, we do 8 plus 11 is 19, 19 times by a half, or divided by 2, is going to be 9.5, and then 9.5 times perpendicular height 5 is 47.5 centimeters squared. So next, we're going to look at some examples now. Find the area and perimeter of each of the following shapes. Starting with this rectangle, the perimeter is going to be the sum of all side lengths. 5 plus 5 plus 7 plus 7, or 5 times 2 plus 7 times 2, gives us 24 centimeters. The area, we just times the length and the width. 5 times 7 is 35, so the area is 35 centimeters squared. For the triangle, it's again an isosceles triangle, so to sum the sides we do 8 times 2 plus 5, which gives us an area of 21 centimeters. Sorry, a perimeter of 21 centimeters. The area, we multiply the base by the perpendicular height, 9.5, times by a half. This gives 23.75 centimeters squared. Now for the trapezium, we use a plus b times by a half times by perpendicular height. So we ignore the 4 here for area. 5.5 plus 7 is 12.5. 12.5 times by a half is 6.25, and 6.25 times 5 is 31.25 centimeters squared. For the perimeter, ignore the vertical height, we just want the sides. This is 4, this is also 4, so 4 times 2 plus 5.5 plus 7 is 20.5 centimeters. Now we want to find the area of a more complicated shape. What we do for this is note the area of both sections of this shape will sum to give the total area. So split the shape into two sections, the arrow head and the arrow length. Now I'm going to show you how I found these values here. 6 and 6 can be taken from the lengths of the arrow seen clearly here. 8.5 was found from this missing value, which we know is 5.5, plus the two 1.5s over here. This gives 8.5. Then the height of 3 centimeters, well, we know this rectangle length is 11 and the total length is 14. 14 minus 11 is 3, so the perpendicular height of the triangle, when you bear in mind that it's rotated on its side right now, is 3 centimeters. This is easier to do, it's just 11 centimeter length and 5.5 centimeter height, so it's like this. Find the areas separately here, using the formulas. We get the triangle is 12.75 centimeters squared and the rectangle is 60.5 centimeters. Then when we sum them up, we get 73.25. This is the total area. Now find the perimeter of the shape. Unfortunately, it doesn't work the same way as perimeter does. All we do is sum each side length. So we're going to do 6 times 2 plus 1.5 times 2 plus 11 times 2 plus 5.5. This gives 42.5 centimeters. I'm going to show you a common mistake people make with these types of questions, and it is that they split it into two separate parts and then they try and solve by adding them together at the end. This does not work because it accounts for this line here, and it actually accounts for it twice, when as we can see it doesn't even exist within the real shape, so you wouldn't even add it once. Splitting it, we have this, the perimeter is 20.5 centimeters and the perimeter of the rectangle is 33. Adding them we get 53.5 centimeters, which you can see is 11 more than 42.5, which checks out when you realize that 2 times 5.5 is 11, so we've essentially included an extra two 5.5s here, which has meant our value is 11 higher than it's meant to be. Wrong. The final example is to find the perimeter of the shape on the right, given that the area is 54 centimeters squared. So this one we don't have the side length or width information that we might normally need, but we do have the area. So what we do know is the area of the triangle plus the rectangle will be 54, and we can work out the area of the triangle because we have enough information to. So the base of it is 6, this value here, the perpendicular height is 4, and we're going to times that by a half. The area of the triangle is 12 centimeters squared. Then we know the area of the rectangle will be 54 centimeters squared minus 12 centimeters squared, which is 42 centimeters squared. And we know that this, the height, 6, times by the length, we don't know it yet, is going to equal to that 42. So we want to do 42 divided by 6 to get a length of 7 centimeters. I'll put this in at the top now. And now we can go ahead and solve for the perimeter. Because this is a rectangle, this is also 7 centimeters. And because this is an isosceles triangle, this is 5 centimeters. I haven't stated here that it's an isosceles, but the question would explain that it's an isosceles. If not, they'd likely give you the other side length. So we'll simply sum them all up, and we find that the perimeter is 30 centimeters. Thank you for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. There'll be more videos coming soon. Please consider subscribing because it would really help out the channel whilst it's still in its early stages. Bye for now.